Yeah.
All right, guys, I don't know who's interviewing who. I think we're just going to have a basic conversation. Mark Altwood, I think you're in what part of the woods, if I'm not mistaken by your accent, I think maybe rubbed off on you. You might be an American stuck in the UK or something. So he's been, instrumental being part of our movie called Dear Mr. President.net. And it's been an endeavor that I can't even find the words to explain. And it's been one incredible challenge after another. We got a lot of volunteers, so thank you to all the volunteers out there. Thank you to our co-producers, Elisa Valentino and Carol Maureen over in Costa Rica. And so, how did you hear about the movie, and what compelled you to really want to get involved? Did you realize, shit, Mel Carmine might be right? There's a problem with the microphones.
Well, my name is Mark Atwood. I'm English, but I live in the west of Ireland, and I've been waking up since about 1987. And I started a podcast in 2020 when God asked me to do it. And I toured America on the Truth Tour in 2022, and I've been censored all the way along. And Carol Marine Friesen, who helped you make this, is working on this film with you, became a good friend of me on the tour in America. She was my medicine woman in America and got me through. And she's a dear friend. And I got her. I flew her over to an event I ran in Manchester in England, and one in Ireland here actually in the West 2 years ago. And she said, Mel, he's making this movie. And I said, I've never spoken to Mel, but I'm aware of you and I've seen your work, and I love the work that you're doing. And, a lot of us are doing similar jobs just in different parts of the world. And I was like, absolutely, I want to be part of this, because I got my first YouTube channel got to 30,000 subscribers very quickly, got taken down immediately with no warning. The second one to 60,000 got taken down immediately with no warning. I never earned a penny out of YouTube, and I never wanted to, because I wanted to just do what I was doing. I got my PayPal account closed down. I got my Linktree account closed down. I've been locked out of Facebook for 3 years. I got my Telegram has been sent. It's just endless censorship. And I wrote a poem in the book that I wrote, because I produced a load of poems over the years. And this is the poem I wrote, and the video of that had millions of views. And every time YouTube gives me a strike, I post it back up on X or somewhere like that, because
It's just a way of getting even, right? They don't
yeah,
realize how powerful we are, Mark. They really underestimate the power of we the people worldwide, not just in the United States. There's patriots rising worldwide, and I think that they're going to get the message this time around because of who's in office. And we pray and hope that we get a Donald Trump in every country in the world with the brass that this guy's got. You know what I mean? Because then victory would be assured. But it really, at the end of the day, you and I are smart enough to know that we have to stand up and do something. This is not about one person. He's not a god. He doesn't have like superpowers. Yeah, he's incredibly smart. Yes, he's a 17D chess player. Yes, 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 and yes. He checks all the boxes. But we've got to figure out on how to push the right. Because see, they're afraid of this. This is the biggest weapon in the world. Not this. This is. Because if the Mark Altwoods, and I know you'll agree with me, are allowed to grow because the audience says so, not the algorithms. The audience says Mark Altwood is good enough for 10 million followers. And then when they, subscribe and the ring bell, all of that stuff works, that they get notified, and you're talking to 10 million people and you're telling the truth. That's what they're afraid of.
100%. And that's, funnily enough, my background before this was internet marketing. Never used any of it for this, because I knew that this was a spiritual war and a war on consciousness. And we just keep, it's frequency matching. Our messages as individuals that are called by God to do what this work is will be found by the people that need to find us when they need to find us. And that's why I don't care. And, I never did this to be popular. I never did that. It's taken over my life, but I never did this for any other reason other than I was asked to do it, because I knew the plan for the new, I knew the New World Order plan years ago. And I was like, I'm not going to sit here. What can I do? I'm a man of 50 years old. I can't shoot anybody. I can't go and take down the government. So I'll write poetry and I'll go on YouTube, because that actually turned out to be the most powerful thing you could do. And and I made a decision because I knew what they wanted to do to us. I think we dodged the biggest bullet in history, because we were all supposed to be dead in 2017, because Clinton didn't win. this was a deeply, deeply spiritual process for me, and still is. And I'm an apocalyptimist. Apocalypse is a Greek word, means the great unveiling. It's not the end of the world. And an optimist about the outcome is what I am. And I can't even explain why I'm an optimist about it, but I always what have been. I still am. And if I'm wrong and you're wrong, then we're all fucked anyway. So we might as well.
We might as well die on our feet. And if we're going to
Yeah,
die, there's a choice. You can either die on your feet fighting, or you can or you could be in a fetal position like a little bitch.
yeah,
That's not who Mel Carmine is, and I'm sure that's not
yeah.
who Mark is either.
No, absolutely. And I knew the risks, and I was like, well, I asked myself a question, Mel. I got online and I went, am I prepared to die for this? And the answer was yes, yes, yes. Am I going to let my children live in the new world order? Fuck no. Right, let's start talking because that's all I can do, and
Exactly.
that's what I've done.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that you've made this film, I'm very proud to be part of it actually because you don't want to sit and moan about and bitch and moan about. I mean, I did a video on YouTube yesterday about being censored again, and I just turn it into comedy because for me, demons hate being laughed at, and they hate it when you just keep getting back up. And we're like cockroaches to them. There's so many of us that it doesn't matter if one of us gets taken out. We just keep
Yeah.
coming, we keep coming
Yeah.
because we're on the side of righteousness, and that's amazing. And I'm very proud of everybody that stood up during this time. The biggest psychological operation in history, the end of the biggest spiritual battle in universal history. It's a real privilege to be here, and we all come at it from different angles, and we all appeal to different people, and we wind some people up, and that's all good. And I'm just proud to be part of it, Mel, and I congratulate you on making it. I've been saying for a long time, by publishing books, by creating music, poetry, jokes, comedy, information. All of these things are weapons against the devil. And one thing they hate is people who can get organized and get things out there and use their weapons against them. I mean, I'm back on YouTube simply because there's so many people on YouTube, and it's like we use their weapons against them. It's like Aikido. You gotta keep getting up. It's like Rocky said. It's not how many times you get hit; it's how many times you get up off the floor. And we just keep getting back up and back up and back up. And they're losing. Now, I mean, spiritually, they've already lost, but in this world that we're witnessing right now, they are losing. Everything's backfiring on them. And people, if you look at the amount of people that are awake now because of the work of people that are in this film, digital soldiers have been extraordinary. It's amazing compared to 5 years ago, and I think there's a lot of hope and positive things are coming out of this, and we're seeing it now, which is the thank God for that. So I do think that films that you've made, the work that you've done, what everybody in this film has done is to be applauded, and I'm very grateful. So
Yeah, I wish I could tell you that I had the attention of the bigger podcasters because we would have because we're being stopped at every. I mean, we're hitting brick wall after brick wall after. I wish I could tell you that this is a rosy and peachy kind of story. It has not been. It's come with a fair share of challenges. I could tell you that we went to several press release companies to send out a press release. And when they realized that this has got to do with battling free speech, they literally shut it down. They kicked back the money. They kicked back our
yep.
press releases. They said you're disqualified. This is not you're breaking guidelines. And then I get them on the phone, I got the call recorded. It's going to probably end up being in the movie if my lawyer tells me I will not get sued for slander. But I'm talking to the lady, and she said, "Well, you broke the guidelines." I said, "What? Okay, do me a favor. Can you go through the guidelines?" Well, I don't know the guidelines. I broke guidelines that you don't know what the guidelines are, really? So they're all working together. It's a big communist manifesto. It's a big Marxist manifesto. We know what this is. The people that are working with Google, when you go in and punch in press release companies, they're at the top. And when you go at them because they got the biggest reach and they're juiced in, you hit a brick wall. And
Yep.
it's like, okay, how do we do this? And so we found a couple. Hopefully, we'll raise some money that we'll be able to get a few press releases out there. At the end of the day, yeah, the movie's free, but freedom isn't free. The enemy has access to the printing press. They could print at will. Money that's backed up by nothing, money that's worth nothing, and it costs them nothing to print it, and they could fight us. Mel Carmine's got to go to work in the morning, get his knuckles bloodied and his elbows bloodied to create cash flow so that I could put my own money where my mouth is. right? So, is there anybody out there that could donate $5, $20, $50? Do it. Don't go to the sushi dinner tonight. Donate it to a cause. It's either that or you wake up to tanks rolling in the streets. Because if we lose this fight, that's exactly what's going to happen.
We're not going to lose this fight.
We're
And
not.
for the sake of my viewers, can you just explain where the film can be found, when it's coming out, how they access it, how they support what you're doing, please?
Sure, absolutely. Dear Mr. President, dear mrpresident.net, not .com. There's a donate button there. You can donate, do all that stuff. There's two trailers there. The movie should be coming out worldwide. We're shooting for September 9th, which is 9/9. I was born in 9963, but the movie's coming out 9/9/2025, which is also a 9. 2, 2, and 5 is 9 at 9 o'clock in the morning. So we're going to have a quadruple 9 at sunrise. The movie gets released worldwide. Hopefully, we get all the podcasters who are in the movie and to influence some of your friends who are podcasters to air the movie free of charge on their channel. We're going to have to feed through our Rumble, and they could just play it over and over and over again. As you know, when it ends, it starts over again for a 24-hour period the day of the launch. Hopefully we can recruit 1,000 podcasters to do that so that we could piss in the cornflakes of the press release companies, right? And say, screw you, we didn't need you anyway, right?
Absolutely, and that's the point. We don't, and when we combine together, we're extraordinary. So that's why I'm glad to be in it, and I'm looking forward to seeing it as well. How long is it?
It's going to be an hour and a half, an hour and 35 minutes when it's all said and done.
Punchy, good, and
Yeah, I'm waiting for Trennis Evans. You know who he is?
no,
Okay. He was recently brought on board by Trump Jr. and Trump Sr. to bring in a team of attorneys to fight what? Free speech. Timing. Talk about timing. Talk about time. Talk about God divine timing.
yeah. Well,
It's a bullseye, baby. It's a bullseye.
well, JD Vance is currently in the UK kicking the UK's ass about free speech because it's been massively eroded there, and same in Ireland, and it's fuck them. There's nothing they can do, but because we ain't going anywhere, not going to give up. That's the beauty of it. So you guys watching it on my channel, make sure you look out for
Yeah, what is your channel? Tell the people your
Mr.
channel.
President. I can be found on YouTube, Mark's Cosmic Adventures. I can be found on Rumble and BitChute and themarkatwoodshow.com, on Diary of a Conspiracy Theorist.substack.com, and every day I'm on x.com/Mark Atwood, A-T-T Wood. And yeah, that's where I am.
Well, send me those links and I'll be more than happy to. I'm going to put in what I do with all the people who come on my show. I put them. I make a comment underneath the video, and then I pin that comment so it stays there. That's how I give you guys kudos.
Cool. Well, I
Yeah.
appreciate that, and send me your links, and I'll get all those out as well. And I wish you all the best with it. I know you're doing loads of interviews, and I appreciate this chat. Where are you? You're on the East Coast. It's probably midday for you, but it's like late in the night. I've got to go make dinner for the kids.
Sure, sure. Let's show the trailer for your audience.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would like to know what this movie's all about, and I think nothing explains it better than the actual. Let me scroll here. Give me a second. See if I should have had all of this ready, but I don't. I apologize.
Not a problem. We're podcasters.
Yeah, man. We wear like multiple hats, as you
We
know.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But let's show the donation one first. My name is. Okay, here we go. Let me cue that up just right. There we go. Can you see my screen? Let me know.
Yeah, it's coming up.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
My name is Mel Carmine. This movie will be free to the general public
Can't see that. I can only see trees.
and online when it is released. But let me be crystal clear. Freedom is not free. This documentary is still in production. And without
Can you hear me, Mel?
What's that?
We can only see trees. We can't see the film.
Oh, you can't see the film? Really? Oh, that's wild. Okay, let me stop that. I thought we were on the right page. Let's see here. Thank you for letting me know.
No worries.
Now, if you were network television, that would have been, you would have got fired on the spot. Okay, now, can you see it now?
Yeah, now we're cooking.
Okay.
My name is Mel Carmine. This movie will be free to the general public to view in movie theaters and online when it is released. But let me be crystal clear. Freedom is not free. This documentary is still in production, and without your support, it may never reach the hearts and minds that need it most. While the enemy floods the world with lies and bullshit propaganda, we're putting everything on the line for you, to expose the truth and defend our republic from collapsing into full-blown Marxist communism. This is America's final stand. If you understand what is truly at stake here, your donation isn't charity, it's your obligation. Whether it's $10, $50 or more, give what you can. Because if you can help and don't, what will you tell your grandchildren when they ask what side of history you were on in 2025? In the name of our Almighty God, do the right thing. Help us finish this fight. Everyone's freedom depends on it. President Donald J. Trump cannot do this alone. Stand with him. Stand with America. Use the link below to donate.
That's one, and let's go to the other one, which is the actual trailer itself. Can you still see my screen as I'm stretching it around?
Yeah, it's all good.
Dear Mr. President.
Or should I stop and start all over again?
Yeah, go for it. No, that was good.
Okay, here we go. Sound is on. Okay.
Mr. President.
Dear Mr. President.
Dear Mr. President. Dear Mr. President. Dear Mr. President.
Dear Mr. President, when did freedom of speech become a crime? In the land of the free, voices are vanishing, opinions are policed, truth is under fire. They say it's about safety, I say it's about silence. Who's watching the watch? Who's filtering your feed? Who benefits from your silence? From the classroom to the newsroom, from Silicon Valley to Washington, D.C. Who decides what you can say?
Censorship. 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 It's a much bigger threat to democracy than anything that we've seen in this country in the last 4 years, in the last 40 years.
Our First Amendment is under assault, not just by big tech, but by government agencies. Voices are being silenced.
A world without censorship would mean we can freely expose the elections and, of course, child trafficking. I believe the American spirit would kick in if they had access to the real information.
We've had channels taken down from nearly every form of social media. You knew when you uttered the term fake news that you were up to something different. We're honored to contribute to this documentary on censorship.
Only one thing to ask. I just only want to see some accountability from somebody. Just pull that pin and throw that grenade already, buddy. That's all every American wants to see, is just some accountability for the crimes against us all. Thank you, sir. Long live the Republic.
It's coming, man. It's coming. And thanks to my healing center staying alive, who's chipped in a lot of money to make sure that this production sees the light of day. Let's fantasize a little bit before you go. Imagine Donald Trump is moving in the same direction. This movie comes out. It may be a total flop unless the patriots out there make their fingers bleed and pass it out there like crazy. Okay, then we can definitely override the algorithm. There's 8 billion of us and there's like a couple of them. So the bottom line is, we could be making major history. This is a movie that some people could be talking about for the next 10, 15 years to come. This could be the start of bringing free speech back to America and around the world. What do you think about that? What do you think about Mark Attwood becoming a star? As I told you behind the scenes before we hit the record button, when the reevaluation of whatever you want to call it, this financial facelift comes, Mel Carmine is hanging up his cleats. I'm done. I don't need the popularity. You guys need the popularity. You can invite me on your show if I miss it, but I'm gone, right? What do you think of that? What do you think of the Mark Altwoods who wants to continue on, wants to have a huge media company, becomes a multi-superstar because of something like this, and the direction that Donald Trump is moving in simultaneously? Wouldn't that be wonderful? What a way to go out.
I was just pleased to see my book in the trailer behind Lewis, so I'm happy enough with that.
Brother, it's going to be amazing.
I'll be off somewhere when all of this is over. I didn't do this for any other reason than to help everybody else through it, and I think that's what's happening. We're all pulling together and doing that, and there's no way the communists or the Satanists are going to win.
Hallelujah to that, my friend. Thank you. Thank you for being a patriot. And invite me one more time before the movie comes out. And let's do one more before the movie comes out. We got to get everybody on board. And I want to talk to your crowd. We depend on you. You people are, listen, without the crowds here, without you people sharing what's really, truly important, not to just us, but to your family and your kids, we're all DOA, dead on arrival. So please, by Almighty God, do the right thing. Get this out everywhere as soon as it comes out. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you, Mel.